Today in the live cattle market, it retreated a little bit. The lack of news is really slowing trade down. I think that everyone is wondering exactly where we are as far as our numbers go, especially that we've been kind of like grinding higher like a well-oiled machine with the new high that we made on Friday and yesterday and on Monday, the last two sessions. I think it brought in a little bit of sellers and maybe some profit taking it off the table and really pressed futures today. Even though the cash trade was quiet, we're expecting more tomorrow and Friday. That should give us a little bit more direction, but there is strong demand is still expected this year, but today it's just not reflecting it yet. Feeders also fell. That show list in the feedlot has increased from last week. That added a little bit of pressure. Now, as you know, feeders have been following behind that live cattle market, but not really as strong as one would hope. So a day like today, when the market's taking a little bit of a breather, it's taking an extra breather, and you'll see that the feeders market is a little bit lower than expected. Now, we're in the assessment stage where a lot of the feedlot managers are trying to take a look to see just how much they were able to move some of the supplies over the holiday season, the holiday last 2 weeks. So as soon as we find out when or how much they were able to move through, they'll be able to really put out there how much they're going to start to buy. And next week will be a full week of production, and we'll be able to get back into our norms. But this is an early slowdown, and it's just the first day of 2019. I think we could see a little bit of reversal tomorrow. Hogs is another story. It really surged right out of the box today. That swine fever is just driving the futures higher. Every time we get a new case, we had been suffering some fatigue. Interestingly enough, though, this last case is the largest reported case that we've seen. 4,700 hogs were affected in a 73,000 hog farm. That is a really big number, and I think that kind of scared a few people, and we see the market really surge today. Now, the fact that it opened higher and looked really strong, there's some profit takers come in and really move the market right back down. Because we're in kind of a vacation week, the market's a little bit thin. You're going to see a lot more volatility, and that's what we saw today. But make no mistake, this African swine fever is not going away anytime soon, and we're going to start feeling the real effects of it. And that just tells us that we're going to have a hugely volatile market. So also with the delay of information from the government shutdown, it really makes it very difficult for some of the farmers and the ranchers to try to figure out exactly where we are. So we're really trying to push the market higher. There has been some fund managers are still getting long, so that's what's also driving this market a little bit higher. It's looking better. We had a big pullback a couple of weeks ago. That was from the high that we've seen ever since this swine fever broke in August. But let's keep an eye on it. That's just telling us that there's going to be a lot more volatility ahead.